So we are going to begin with a large piece of paper, and we want to make sure our name is on the back and the letter of our art day. And this is going to be the base for our image that we are going to create. So we are going to create something called a collage. So a collage is when you put pieces of paper together to create an image. So it's not like we're going to draw on this paper or paint on this paper. We're going to cut out things with scissors and we're going to glue them on this paper. And that is called a collage. So we are going to create some shapes using our primary colors. So we have red, yellow, and blue here. These are our primary colors. And these are already cut into squares. So the shapes I want to use for this project is a triangle, circle, and a square. Now they're already cut into squares, so one of these we aren't even going to have to cut, which is going to be our blue one. So all we need to worry about is our red and our yellow one. So we have stencils here, so these will be at your tables, and you will take a stencil and you will trace it onto the color that I want you to. So I want the triangle to be with the red and I want the circle to be with the yellow. So we'll start here with the circle. You are going to lay the circle right in the middle of the yellow paper. And you're going to take your pencil and you are going to trace around the circle. Now I'm not drawing on top of the circle. I'm putting my pen right up to the edge and I'm actually drawing on the yellow piece of paper, but it's just touching the stencil here. So if I lift this stencil up, you should be able to see the circle. I didn't draw on this at all. And we want to keep these because we can reuse these for different projects. So there is my circle, and you want to do the same thing for the triangle. Now the triangle, I'm going to line the triangle up at the bottom of the paper here because this is straight and this is straight. So I'm just going to line it up here. And then I'm going to draw this slanted line. Hold it tight, mine's a little scooching. And this slanted line right here. Okay? Alright, now our job is to cut these out. Remember, when we use our scissors, we want to put our thumb in the little opening and our other fingers go in the big opening. Now I like to keep my pointer finger on the outside to give me some control. So I want to hold it here on the edge, open, and stay on your lines, and chomp, chomp, chomp. Turn. All right, there is my triangle. So I can keep my little scraps and might use them later. And then you want to cut out your circle as well. So I'm holding it on this side. Now the circle's a little tricky. We got to keep scooching it as we go along. So my scissors are going to stay in the same spot. And I'm going to chomp, chomp, chomp. And I'm going to turn using this hand. Turn. 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 So anytime we're cutting a curved line, I always say turn your paper, not your scissors. So you don't want to be taking your scissors and doing this. That's dangerous. So we leave the scissors in one spot and we just turn our paper. Okay, put this with my little scrap pile. And remember, we don't need to cut out the square because it's already cut out for us, so we just had to worry about the circle and the triangle. So I'm going to put this back in front of me. And I don't really care what order you go in. If you want to start with your circle, you can do that. You could switch it up. Whatever way you like it. I think I like it this way. So I'm going to do triangle, circle, square. Okay, so we need to glue these on right in the middle of our paper. So I'm going to take my glue bottle and I'm going to twist it open. See how it raised up? That means it's open. And then I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to create a frame of glue. So we have talked about dots, not lots, so that would be like a dot, a dot, a dot, right? But this shape is a little big, so I'm going to put a frame of glue. So I'm going to come in from the side. I don't want to do it directly on the edge. I'm going to come in a little bit, and I'm going to squeeze and drag my glue bottle in the shape of this triangle. Notice how there's not a lot of glue, there's not big puddles. It's just a nice clean line. That's called a frame of glue. And I'm going to take this, flip it over, and I'm going to put it right here. Don't put it too high, don't put it too low. Right in the middle. And I'm going to do the same thing with my circle. Squeeze a little bit of glue and draw a circle with the nose of your glue bottle. Flip it over, glue it down, and do the same thing with your square. Next, you're going to use another stencil, so this looks like a diamond, and you are going to need an orange piece of paper, and you're going to trace this stencil 3 times. So I lay it down, and you're going to cut this out 3 times. Sometimes I like to cut a little of the extra paper off first, and then I go in and I start cutting. Now what I want you to do is I want you to fold these little orange diamonds, and you want to fold from the top to the bottom, or you could fold bottom to the top. And you're going to pinch. And now this is going to become our little beak, because these are going to become little birdies. So if we look at this, this part is open. I want it to be like this here on my paper. So I need to flip this over and put some glue on this back part of my triangle here. So I'm going to put dots, not lots this time, because it's a small shape, so I just need some dots. And I'm going to put it right in the middle of my triangle, just like that. And I'm going to do that with all my shapes. So fold top to bottom. Flip it over. Dots, not lots. And glue it down in the middle of your shape. And one last time. There we go. So now they're starting to look a little more like fun little shape birds. So you're going to get a piece of paper with 6 circles on them, and these are going to become our eyes. And before we cut these out, you want to take a black marker and make some little eyeballs in them. Just like that, pretty easy. And then you are going to take your scissors and begin cutting. So I'm going to kind of cut these into sections first and set these to the side, and then go in and start cutting around. Remember, I'm turning my paper, not my scissors, and this is a little tricky because this is such a tiny, tiny shape. So I'm holding it with just the tips of my fingers so I don't get cut. And then you are going to put a big dot of glue on the back. So flip it over, and right in the middle, you want to squeeze a big dot of glue, not too big. So about like that, and then we are going to glue these onto our bird shapes. going to draw a line, a straight line across my paper. And you don't want to draw it too close to your shapes because we need to leave room. We're going to make some feet. So I want to come down a little bit and draw a straight line across the paper. Notice how it went from this edge to this edge and it didn't tilt. I didn't start here and end up way up here, right? I started down here and I ended up down here. If it's not perfectly straight, that's okay. We just want to get it as straight as we can get it. Alright, so now we just have a few more things, then we'll make some feet. We want to make some little wings for our birdies, and we're going to use the same primary colors, but we're going to kind of switch it up. So on my yellow bird, I don't want to use yellow to make the wings. I want to use either red or blue. And for the wings, you get to decide how you want to create your wings. So if you want triangle wings, well, then you're going to draw a triangle on your piece of paper here. So here I drew 2 triangles, and notice how I'm just leaving the bottom straight. And I'm going to cut these out. And I'm going to see where I want to put them here. I think I'm just going to leave them right here, and I'm going to put a dot of glue right in the middle because this is kind of a small shape, so it doesn't need a lot of glue. There we go. Now I need to make wings for my red bird here, and so I need to use either yellow or blue. So I'm going to use blue. And again, you get to decide what you want your wings to look like. So maybe for these wings I'll make kind of like a potato shape. And I have to make 2 of them because they have 2 wings. And the last one, I'm going to make yellow wings here for my blue bird. And these I'm going to make kind of like orange slices. So all I'm actually going to do is draw 2 hills, like that. And I'll cut those out and they'll kind of look like little orange slices. I'm going to put 2 dots of glue on this one. So now we are going to use our construction paper crayons. So these are in our cubbies. And you want to find an orange or yellow and a white, and you might have to share these. So we are going to create some legs here. I'm going to start with my bluebird. So you just want to make a straight line coming down from the bottom of the square, and you want it to hit the black line that you drew. And then you want to make a slanted line starting at the black line and going up to your straight line, and then you want to do that going down like this. So again, you're going to make a straight line, slanted line, slanted line, and you want to do that for all of your birdies. Then you want to take your white crayon and we want to draw some clouds up here in the sky. Now we don't need to have a million clouds, just maybe 3 clouds, 3 or 4. And so the way I like to draw a cloud is I like to make a straight line on the bottom of my cloud, and then I make bouncy lines on top. So I go bouncy, 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 bouncy until I get back down to the straight line. And then you want to color in that cloud with your crayon. That's one cloud, but I need to make a few more. And if you have a different way of making clouds, you can make them your own way. Notice when I color in, I'm not scribbling. I'm trying to stay inside the shape that I drew. I want to make one big one over here. Please take your time with this part. Do not rush. This is one of those finishing touches that we add to our work to make it a little more special. So we don't want to ruin this whole pretty artwork by rushing through our clouds. So this is our shape bird collage. We used scissors, we used glue, we used crayon, we used marker, we used a whole bunch of things to make this beautiful, fun piece of work.